we were doing initial setup only. Without having a initial setup, we should not go to those things, etc. Right? Let us see. Let's make the system ready. Then we will discuss those the topics one by one. So let me share my screen. Okay, I'm already sharing my screen. So let me get into the yesterday's discussion. Yesterday we were discussing about the warehouse organizational elements. Like we were able to discuss a storage type, then a storage section, followed by we were trying to define a storage type group, right? So let me try to quickly define the storage type group as well. Did I not save yesterday? Okay, let us see. So we discussed yesterday storage type grouping is nothing but storage types with a same list of attributes or the characteristics we will be grouping under one group, right? Like why we are doing this grouping? Like sometimes I wanted to use a group in the further configuration so that instead of doing the assignments at each and every storage type level, I can directly do the mapping with a group so that all the storage types that are falling under a group will have, I will be decreasing the configuration size, etc. Along with that, instead of doing the storage search and all those things, I will be doing commonly for all the storage types, etc. And we will see those things, but let me try to define a storage type grouping. Let me go to the SAP application. So we are doing in the remote to desktop. So let me go to the remote desktop connectivity. So remote to desktop connection, then connect. So I will go to the click on yes. So then we have SAP logon over here. So I will go to the SAP logon. So let me now go to the EWM. So then we have best and welcome 1 2 3, right? So now I will go to the SPRO, then IMZ, then followed by SAP HCM extended warehouse management, then go to the extended warehouse management. Then we have the master data. Then there is a storage type groups. I think yesterday we defined, let me go to the storage type group 1. Did we created EAZW, right? Okay, we haven't created yesterday. Okay, so yesterday we created a storage type group, and that storage type group we are going to map to a particular warehouse. So what is our warehouse team? So we have, yesterday we created stock removal rules, right? Storage type, we created 2 stock removal rules yesterday. One is LIFO and the second one is FIFO. So I will select LIFO and FIFO and copy as. And what is our warehouse? Our warehouse is EAZW, and the storage type group is STZ1. Then the second one is STZ2. So we created 2 storage types groups. One is for the FIFO relevancy, means if I group 2 storage types under this grouping, let us say we have how many storage types? We have these many storage types, right? Let us say I will group these storage types under a storage type grouping 1, right? And these I will group under storage type group 2, STZ2. That means all the storage types that are falling under this grouping will have the stock removal rule as what is the stock removal rules? LIFO, last in first out. And these storage types will have first in first out. So these and all first in first out. If I store a material in these groups, so that means I will be following first in first out, and for these things I will be following last in first out. So that is the meaning, right? The stock removal rule or the inventory management process which I will be using for these storage types groups as a FIFO and for this as a LIFO. Let me try to save it. So we were able to create the storage type groups over here. I think this is very busy server. See, most of the students are using the same server for their configuration activities, etc., and the testing purposes. So then I created storage type groups. I need to map the storage types under each and every grouping. Where I will do that? Here I will do that, right? Like I will go to the EAZW warehouse. Okay, again we have to do everything manually. Okay, so EAZW warehouse. Let me go back again. So EAZW. How many storage types I have? I have 7, right? I am grouping like this, right? So I am grouping. What is the storage types we have? 00000040. Let me. Okay, storage type grouping 1, STZ1, STZ1, STZ2, STZ2, STZ2. So under storage type grouping 1, I have 0010, 0020. What else we define? OPST 0021. OPST open storage type and 0021. So I am grouping these storage types under a storage type grouping 1. Then the remaining I am grouping under storage type 2. That is MIST, FMSS, MIST,
0020 is not available, sir. 0040.
this is wrongly I put. Oh, I think we created only. Okay, we created only 5. Okay, let me take if we have any of the another things. So let us say I will map 0030 here and 0040 over just for. So what I did, I have grouped the different storage types under a storage type grouping. Let me try to save it. Right, then we have to do a bin type, staging areas, doors, shipping goods, shipping and receiving points, activity areas, work centers. So these things we will try to define now. So let me try to define at least the storage bin type. Like what is storage bin team? Storage bin is nothing but your storage bin is nothing but it is the storage bin. So storage bin is the final element within a warehouse management. It is the last and final element within a warehouse. Why I am saying last and final? Because this is the place where you are storing the materials physically within a warehouse. Right? What is storage bin team? Right? Like if I go to the, let us say, storage bin, right? Storage bin in a warehouse. So this is the last level, right? Like if I go to the, you see, for example, this is one of the rack, for example, high rack. Within the rack, you have storage sections, right? Within the section, again, you have a bin, right? Within the bin, you are going to store the products. That means, as I mentioned to you yesterday, in the warehouse management module, you are going to track the movements of the material up to a bin level. But in the inventory management module, you are going to track the movements of the material at a storage location level, right? So when I say a bin, it is the final element within a warehouse management at which you are going to track the movements of the materials. Like we can create different bin types team. Like you can create bin of 1 meter in size, bin of 2 meters in size, bin of 5 meters in size, like that. So there will be different sizes of the bins, right? But here you can see bin of I think some 10-inch or 20-inch, like that. So based upon the size of the product, you can have bins defined over here, like 1 meter height and 1 meter in width, 2 meter height, 2 meter width. So like that you can create bins with different dimensional data. So I need to define the bin types over here. So let me try to define a bin type. So define bin types over here. Like I can define a bin of 1 meter in height, 2 meter in height, right? 3 meters in height, like that we can create, right? So bins can be physical bins or a virtual bin as well. Like there are some places you see. So here I don't have a bin, right? I simply stored the material in the hierarchy storage, right? But every sub storage within the hierarchy I can define as a virtual bin, right? So you can define the bins like if you go to the warehouse, I have placed the materials like this as well. There is no bin, right? These are directly I kept the materials within the hierarch storage. There is no physical bin, but I can consider this particular location as a virtual bin as well. Virtual means it is not physically available, but you are defining virtually to track all the movements of that virtual bin level. If you take warehouse, every storage area can behave as a bin. It can be a physical bin or a virtual bin. Right? Let us say I have kept the materials on the floor itself. I can treat this area as a virtual bin first. So every bin will have its own dimensions like x coordinate, y coordinate, and z coordinate, like the length, the width, and height, as you can define for each and every bin as a parameters. So here you say bin type for AK01 arrow visual bin, like that, right? There are multiples bins defined over here, but we will not complicate our things. We will try to define two bins. One is height 1 and height 2 meter dia. Let me copy as. So our warehouse is EAZW. I will create bin 1. So bin of with height 1 meter. You can keep here the parameters of the bin as well. What is the maximum weight this bin can withstand? Let us say 1000 kg. What is the volume of this bin? Let us say 1150 cubic meters. What is the maximum capacity? Right, let us say 1500 kg it can withstand. What is the length of the bin? 1 meter, width 1 meter, height 1 meter. These are the dimensional unit of measurement for the bin length, width, and height. What is the maximum depth? 1 meter, right? Then for bin 2, you can define these all these parameters like the dimensions of the bins. Bin of 2 meter in size, right? So let us say 2 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter. Depth is 2 meter. So I just defined two bins team, bin 1 and bin 2 for our warehouse. Like this, you can define n number of bins, bin types, right? Bin 1 and bin 2 are the two types, right? So then what else you have? You have bin access types. So bin access type, let me try to define two bin access types. What is bin access type? You subsequently assign bin access types to following, right? Like you see there are some dependent configurations as well, like define storage bin identifiers and a bin structure. So we are going to further configure the bin structure and bin identifiers, etc. Right, so if you are going to create them, then we will use the bin access type, etc. What is a bin identifier? Like bin identifier is nothing but, let us say let us say we have, so this is one of the hierarchy team, right? So how I am going to identify a particular bin, how I am going to find a positioning of the bin within this hierarchy, right? So you are going to give oil number, right? Then x coordinate, y coordinate, and z coordinate, etc. to identify a bin. That is nothing but a bin identifier. Let us say I wanted to open this picture. Let me, I wanted to check, I wanted to have a bin which has, let us say this is one rack. Subsequent to this one, there is one more rack, for example. So for each and every bin, I will give one identifier. So let us say this is, if I wanted to find a bin in rack 1, how I will give the identifiers over here? I will give the identifier as a rack 1, then then x coordinate. X coordinate is nothing but the aisle. So this is x direction. Then y coordinate. Y coordinate is nothing but the height of the bin. Let us say y coordinate I will be giving. For the lower bins I will give a 0, 1. For the upper bins I will give 0, 2. And for again on the third layer I will give 0, 3. So I am going to define x coordinate, y coordinate, and z coordinate to identify a bin position within the warehouse. Those are nothing but the identifiers. Like if I go to the SAP application, you see level and bin. So stacked oil. Oil is nothing but, 1 minute team. What is oil? I will show it to you. I wanted to see one proper picture. Let us say I will take one hierarchy storage bin. I will take hierarchy. You see, so this is a warehouse. So this is a hierarchy team. So this is a rack 1, rack 2, rack 3, rack 4, like this. So this is a aisle 1 team, right? Aisle 1 and aisle 2 and aisle 3, aisle 4, like that. For example, if I keep some bins over here, if I keep some bins over here, if I keep some bins over here, I am going to define the x coordinate, y coordinate, and z coordinate to identify the positioning of a bin within the hierarchy. By using those positionings, I will be able to identify where exactly a particular bin is located within this hierarchy. Let us I will say bin 1 is available in aisle 1, aisle 0, 1. Then level 0, 1. Level 0, 1 means it is available in this particular down the storage section. Then within the level 1, I have multiple bins, bin 1 and bin 2. I will give bin 2. So like this, we are going to define the coordinates over there. We will see these coordinates in our upcoming discussions as well. But for now, let us see. I will try to extend the different levels that are available over here for our warehouse as well. When we are trying to define these things, we will exactly understand what exactly the level and bin depth and what is oil, etc. So our warehouse is EAZW. We don't have. I will just directly define whatever we have for our 0001 warehouse. Okay, I will define this as well, straightforward. Like oil, stack, level, ID for bin subdivision, bin depth indicator, like this. Right, let me try to define the identifiers for our EAZW warehouse. So we were able to define the bin identifier, like bin identifiers are like your oil and the level. Let us say particular bin is available under level 0 or level 1 or level 2. Let us say if it is available in level 2, within the level 2 and in which sequence it is available. Is it one first bin or second bin or third bin or fourth bin, etc. You are going to define those identifiers over here. So let me now go back. So these and all things one time activity team. Like whenever you are going to define a structure, you are going to define all these things, right? So then we have a storage bin structure. Let me go over here. So this is one of the bin structure is nothing but like in SAP extended warehouse management, you can automatically generate the bins, right? Based, like I am going to define one structure. Based upon that particular structure, I am going to determine the bins automatically, right? Like I created a bin with a bin number 01. Then I have given an increment 01, means the second bin will be 02, 03, 04. So based upon the increments that I have given over here, by bin numbers will be automatically determined. So you need to map this particular storage bin structure to a storage type and storage section as well for the warehouse combination. Right, I think since we have copied from the 0001 warehouse, our EAG also may be automatically copied this particular structure. It is automatically copied that for the combination of the storage type and the warehouse combination and a storage bin type. These are not the storage bin types which we defined, right? We defined bin 1 and bin 2. Okay, I will select these two things. Now bin 1 and bin 2. I am going to keep the bin 1 in storage type 00100020 and 0040. I am also going to keep the materials with a bin of bin type bin 1. And for these two things, let us say bin 2 I will select. Then what is the storage section as well, right? What is the storage sections we have mapped? We have mapped fast moving goods storage section. We mapped 001, 001, 001 and 001, and for these things I will map 002. 002 I will map. Means I think we haven't created 002 for 0050 storage type. Let us. So what I am doing, the storage, different storage types, I am making it relevant for a relevant bin, right? Like these storage types, I will be storage type 0010, 0020, 4050, 40. I will be using to store the bins with the bin type B1. And these storage types I am making relevant for the bin type 2. And this is a structure of the bin. You will come to know what exactly the structure of the bin. So where we will be using this bin structure, right? So bin structure we will be using when we are trying to do the determination of the bins and generate the bins automatically based upon the bin creation program. Let me try to save it. But in nutshell, bin is nothing but a virtual location or a physical container in which you are going to store the materials within a warehouse. So the materials are stored in the warehouse at up lower level of the bin level. So the lower level within the warehouse is a bin. Upper level is a warehouse number. Second one is storage type. Third one is storage section. After storage section, you will have a storage bin. So you will get clarity what is a start value, why we are defining start values, why we are defining a end value, what is an increment, what is x coordinate, y coordinate, z coordinate. All those things we will see when these parameters will be coming into picture for the bin determination. But for now, just we created bin type with bin depth not allowed in multi depth storage type. 1 minute team, we have something. Let me save it. So, but for now, try to understand bin is nothing but a place in which the materials will be physically stored in a warehouse. Bin can be a virtual bin or it can be a physical bin as well, which is the lower level of the element within the warehouse, right? So then we will see what is a user status profile. These things we will see it later. Then we have a staging area team. I think we discussed what exactly a staging area. Staging area is nothing but a temporary location within the warehouse where you are storing the materials temporary basis. Like production supply area is one of the staging area. Like some of the companies, they will have a warehouse over here. Let us say this is the warehouse and this is the production line, for example. So I wanted to issue the material from warehouse to a production line so that production line will use those materials and produce a final product. So what I will do, first I will take the material from the warehouse and keep it in this particular area some amount of time, 1 hour or 2 hours. From here I will be moving to the production supply area. So this is one staging area. So like this you will be having multiple staging areas in your warehouse, right? there are so many areas you will have as a staging areas, there is a customer order, right? There is a customer order. What I will do, I will pick the material from the warehouse and keep it in the staging area and repack it and do the billing and load into the truck. And that particular temporary area where I am doing repacking etc. is a staging area, right? Let me show it to you. Temporary staging area, right? Okay, let us say I received a order from the customer. Like these are the racks. I will be taking the material from the racks, and these materials I will be moving to one of the place over here. I will keep this in this place for some period. From here, I will do the billing and invoicing and loading into the truck. So this is nothing but a temporary staging area. You can define within the warehouse multiple staging areas, right? You see, what are the staging areas you have over here? Like you have staging area AK01, 02, 03 that are defined for your warehouse 0279, right? Again, if there are multiple staging areas, you can group them as one staging area group, like how we defined the storage type groups, right? Staging areas which have similar characteristics, you can group under staging area group as well, right? So there is something known as what and all activities you are going to perform at staging area. You can do a goods receiving, you can do a goods issue. One staging area, let us say this staging area is this is a production staging area. This staging area receiving the materials from warehouse, and from here I am transferring to production line. I am also doing goods issue, I am also doing receiving over here, right? So you can define whether a particular staging area, what it is meant for, what is it relevant for. Is it relevant for goods receiving? Again, it is also relevant for a goods issue, etc., right? And what is the loading rule over here? Loading rule, these loading rules, don't get confused, team. These things we will see. Loading cannot start until 24 hours wait time have passed. What is the meaning of this? That means I am going to keep, let us say I have transferred one material from warehouse to staging area. That means in this particular staging area, the material will be waiting for 24 hours before I pick from staging area and moving it to a production line. So like that, at the staging area level, you can define the loading rules or the picking rules as well, right? But these things you will be able to clearly understood at least once we do some transactions team, right? Again, you can define, you can group staging areas into again groups as well, like how we define the storage type groups. Staging area groups, right? Define staging area and door determination groups. Okay, we will see these things team. So staging area and door determination, these things we will see it later, right? At least I will try to define the staging area for our warehouse. I think our warehouse is already copied these things or not. Let us see. Now what I will do, I will take for 0001 also, I think there is no staging areas defined. What I will do, I will take 1710 warehouse and copy them. But staging area and staging area groups we haven't defined for our warehouse. Let me copy. Let us see. EACW. So these are our warehouses. Okay, so we haven't defined staging area group, right? Okay, let me select warehouse staging area group. I will select it as a production supply area. Configuration not possible due to pending entries. Okay, we don't have a dependent configuration, so we will see this later. We have to define the staging area, then staging area group, then only we will be able to do these settings. Okay, we will see these things later, team. So staging area is now pending. Then the door, we will at least try to define some doors, right? Like we have seen what is a door. Like you will have, every warehouse will have a doors, right? Inward door and outward door through which the materials are coming into warehouse and going out of the warehouse. Like when I was discussing about the warehouse structure, I had given the doors, right? Like this is a inward door and this is inward door 2 and outward door and outward door 2. You need to create the doors over here for your warehouse as well. I will create inbound doors, 3 inbound doors and 3 outbound doors. Let me copy as. So EAZW staging area grouping. Okay, staging area grouping is again coming over here. I will keep it as blank. We will see staging area we will create later. And EAZW, then outward doors also I will create. Outward door 1 and outward door 2. So I was able to create 3 inbound doors and 3 outward doors. Let me try to save it. So door 1, door 2, door 3 for the inward movement, and door 1, door 2, door 3 for the outward movement of the materials within the warehouse. So these are the some of the initial org elements that we need to create. So then there is something known as the number range maintenance team. Like we created a warehouse, right? Like we created EAZW warehouse. Where we created the warehouse, like I will go to the SCM extended warehouse management, then master data, Then we created a warehouse over here. What is our warehouse? EAZW. So for this warehouse, we need to define the number ranges. Like if I go to the define warehouse number control, 1 minute, not here. You see define number ranges. Like in a warehouse, you are going to create a warehouse task. You are going to create a wave. You are going to create a warehouse order. You are going to create a consolidation groups, VAS orders, labor task, inventory documents, warehouse numbers, etc. Right? So you are creating these many different category of the documents. For every category of document, you need to create a number range and map that particular number range to each and every category of the document. So first I need to define the number range for the warehouse task. Let us see, it is already defined. So what is our warehouse? Our warehouse is EAZW. Let us see, do we have any number range? So we don't have a number range for warehouse task creation. What I will do? I will go to the copy. I will take standard as a reference and create to EAZW warehouse. So you see, for the warehouse task, there are two number ranges created, 01 and 02. So these two number ranges I copied from 0001 storage warehouse number. I will create it for wave management as well. Same process I will use. I will take 0001 and create it for EAZW. Right. So for I created a number range object 01 for wave management. I will also create it for warehouse order. The same process I will follow. I will use this one and copy to this one. Then we will see what is the task that got created. So this is the 01 is now created. Then for consolidation group as well, I will create it. So here also I created the number range. Here multiple number ranges created 01, 02, 3, 4 like that. Then VAS order also I will use it. Same, the number range is already defined for this. I am trying to copy to our warehouse number. Then so what are the number ranges that are copied? So the number range object 01 is copied. Then for indirect labor tasks also I will do the same thing. I think for this there is no number defined for 0001. I can create manually. Let us say I am defining 01. If from 1 to 1000 I am defining, right? So the 0001 does not have any numbers, but I can create for my warehouse number manually as well. Then what is the next number range object? For inventory documents. Yeah, these we have. but it is year 2025. I wanted to define for 24. I will define for 24 as well. So year wise also I can define the numbers, right? Let me now go back. Then these number ranges I am going to map to our warehouse. What is our warehouse? EAZW. We will map 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. Let me save it. Right. So this way you need to create a number ranges and a map to your warehouse number T. Okay team, so we will stop here today and we will see on the rest of the discussions on Monday. So hope everyone has access to SAP application. Please try to practice the discussions which we had till now.